Okay, so I'm feeling like you guys are probably ready for some stuff that you may or may not be ready for. So we're just going to continue to work through a few other examples. I'm going to work through. I'll work through two more examples here. Probably 2.5, 3. Okay. Now, what's going to be What's going to be the derivative? What function is going to give us the slope of this line? Okay. Well, there's f of x equals sine x, so let's do f of x plus h is equal to sine of x plus h. And then I'm going to say f prime of x is going to equal the limit as h approaches 0 of sine of x plus h minus sine x all over h. Well, how are we going to deal with this? There is a formula in your math reference relating to that, and you should probably hit pause and go find it. Okay, what I come up with is this is sine of x cosine of h plus sine of h cosine of x minus sine of x all over h. So that's a formula that I'm not going to go into right now, but you should be able to find it. Okay, so now we have to learn some things about these functions, and I'm sort of not doing the best job I could. So this is y equals sine x, and this is y equals cosine x, and this is 0 right here. Now, what we determine is from this that as x goes to 0, cosine x goes to 1, and then you're going to say, aha, and as x goes to 0, sine of x goes to 0, but that's not what I want to say. What I want to say is that sine of x goes to x. Think about that. The slope of this line here, you can see that the cosine gets really, really close to 1, and then it basically just creeps up on it gets really close to 1 and then just kind of stays basically at 1. The slope of this line is approximately 1, so that means that my y value, that basically as x goes to 0, y equals sine x is approximately equal to y equals x. That's what I want to say. And so what that allows me to do is it says that the limit as h approaches 0 of cosine h is approximately equal to 1, and the limit as h approaches 0 of sine h is approximately equal to h. Let you think about those. So that means that this becomes f prime of x is equal to sine x times 1 plus h cosine x minus sine x over h. This part is going to cancel with that part, that's going to cancel with that, and I'm going to get cosine x. Now this is a good time to think about. We're going to do some more videos. We're going to get on the computer graphing program and show how that works. But I want you to think about that here, is that here's my y equals sine x, kind of crudely drawn. And it's very crudely drawn. Let me do it a little bit better. Okay, doing it for real. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3. We'll go through 4 boxes that way, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I should have gone down this way. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. Okay, so there's a slightly better y equals sine x. Well, what's the slope of this line at this point? The slope of this line at this point is approximately equal to 1. So if I'm going to graph the slope, I'm going to say that the slope of that point is 1. The slope of that line right there is 0. The slope of that line right there is -1. The slope of that line right there is 0. The slope of that line right there is 1. And so here the slope is staying at 1, and then it decreases pretty rapidly. So if I graphed the slope of sine x, so here is and we're going to see that f prime of x is equal to sine x. Okay, so more videos on that, and we'll let the computer graphing software do a better job with that than I can.